Slark's not interested in fighting right now. Lone Druid's not interested in fighting at the moment, so they're just gonna have to continue to give up these buildings here, and well, Brax. Grand unveiling of that Necro one on bottom lane, roars up the Slark, and Finger of Death comes in to finish the job. Shazam's really starting to tighten the screws in this first game against Dragneel.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
A little bit, and that's something that Slark is really going to be looking to do once his side of the map starts against this. Keep him here, so that they are just going to be able to bring him down with an arrow. There's just too many Shazam heroes grouped up here right now. They didn't opt to deny this top tower, so Snaking is going to come up here with a smile on his face and finish what he started as he snags that last hit, muttering worth under his breath or something like that. But Shazam looking for the tier 2, continuing to pressure with the Beastmaster. He's now got his Necro 2, got that relic coming out for the Void, and this is going to be another nice injection of cash, but I'm not sure if these trades are necessarily worth it. The tier 1 tower mid's been taken down, and Dragneel are now starting to kind of push back a little bit against some of this early pressure from Shazam. Shazam may be able to swing over towards mid and pick up this tier 1 tower, though right now they're knocking at Dragneel's door. They want to see some kind of a response, but the Boulder Smash comes out of the base. They see the orb as well. They're going to tally up at least 2 heroes as being down here on the bottom side, and that does mean that they're just going to back themselves up. But they are starting to, Dragneel are starting to use this space on the top side to continue farming. Snaking not too far away from his relic. Iron Talon and Midas both going to work, and Shazam continuing to 5-man, so the experience is going to start moving back in the Radiant direction a little bit as those Midases continue to tick up little by little. But with still another 3 minutes left on this Aegis, it looks like Shazam are going to be able to get their Radiance up and still make some kind of a play after that. So the only question is where exactly that's going to happen. HFN has started to catch back up, which is good news for him, working his way towards the Veil, which is definitely going to boost up the damage of both the Earth Spirit and the Radiance on the Lone Druid once they have it. I guess that means that the Earth Spirit can consider going for... what's he going to go for here? I was about to say mech, but I'm not sure if that's actually all that impressive. This is, in all honesty, a really good Aghanim Scepter game for him. Just to be able to save people once they get jumped on by the Lion or the Beastmaster, but it's a rarely seen item on the... and it is quite a lot of gold to farm. We'll see what he goes for. Something like a Force Staff could also nicely here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, Radiance online. Shazam still pressuring with the Aegis. MSS is just going to plink away a little bit here. Elder Titan scouting things out, looking for an Echo Stomp, looking for that big Chronosphere setup potentially to drop his ultimate, drop that Earth Splitter down. But Dragneel just trying to split the map a little bit, wait out this Aegis. Some pressure applied bottom, but not going to end up getting anything there. SVG still chasing forward, looking for something, but KYH, he's got a roll, he's got a TP, he's going to get out of there. Fine.
Thanks.
So the one thing to say about TC's build this game is that it is it's very 5-man oriented. But I am actually a fan. It seems like the way that they're going to be taking these teamfights is just a lot of AoE magical damage. They've got the order to buff everything up. They've got, non-stop Starstorm spam from the Mirana. It does lower his solo kill potential a lot, so he can't really kill the Slark by himself or anything like that, but he is managing to move with his team quite a bit. And they're looking for Snaking here on top, and he is just barely going to get his TP cancelled here. TC makes his way in. The Bear is going to end up getting arrowed, and all of Shazam converge. The Snaking is going to be taken down. Mason going to have to run like the wind and just get off to another lane, continue pushing things out here, though Brax is taking up residence on the bottom side of the map for some kind of a free pick-off as he continues to farm up with the Iron Talon, so... Hawks are going to keep on scouting. Clairvoyant's going to grab himself a little bit of free experience there. There's a jump into mid lane, and Mason's being chronosphered up right into the Earth Splitter. He'll be brought down. KYH rolling himself away, but with 2 cores down, Shazam should be able to continue pressing this forward. MSS going to be joining them in just a second. That bouncy rune is going to propel him just that little bit closer to his Aghanim Scepter, and he is a mere 150 gold away from that at this point. We've also got a gem being grabbed up by SVG, so it looks like Shazam trying to hit this 5-man timing as hard as they possibly can before the Midases over on the Radiant side start to kick in and they start to actually pick up farm. The Relic is online over on Snaking, but he's not going to be all that relevant. Well, the Radiance is actually completed, and Slark not even going to be able to opt for stats here, instead rushing straight into the BKB. I think finally realizing the pressure that they're being put under. Shazam takes some chip damage on the tier 3 tower and then just back themselves up. Roshan has a potential respawn in about 2 minutes time. Dragneel gonna have to use as much of that space as they can to just farm up, finish up the BKB, finish up the Radiance, and see if that's gonna be enough to start turning around these fights. The Radiance is going to be benefiting a lot from the Veil, and if HFN can find a good initiation, there can definitely be some solid follow-up from the Earth Spirit. So I don't think it's all doom and gloom just yet, but Shazam built themselves a pretty tidy lead for this stage of the game.
Vanish.
Shazam are moving in again with the Moonlight Shadow. MSS off to the side as well, and there's a bunch of heroes grouped up here as Dragneel were in fact looking for a smoke, though not going to find anything. SVG is the only one poking his head out at the moment. Brax continuing to split push things in with the Boar as he looks for some kind of a free pickoff here with the Blink Dagger that he's just picked up but has not yet revealed. Is he going to go for this right after the Dark Pact finishes? No, Mason's already a little bit suspicious of something happening here and is just going to back himself up. Alright, so MSS's farm is going to continue to accelerate from here. TC has picked up a Yasha. Looks like we are going to be seeing that Manta style build out of him. I think it's a pretty good choice against the multiple silences that he's facing up against this game. The BKB is now completed for the Slark. And looks like Dragneel with 3 big items now up are going to hit this smoke immediately, see if they can get some kind of a jump. If they can blow up TC, that would be great. MSS trying to pounce away, but he has been locked down, and they are going to be losing the Mirana very early on here. TC taking big damage from his Death Ward, and he is going to end up being brought down. Earth Splitter does connect along with the Chrono, but TC unable to get the Time Walk off, and that means he is going to end up falling. Shazam kind of getting caught with their pants down there. End up losing. Able to escape here, but just trying to mitigate the damage that they're doing at this stage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So with that, we're going to see Slark go back to farming for a little bit. Lone Druid, same kind of story. Looks like he's going to be going straight into I want to say Vlad's, but Pipe is also really good this game. Quite a bit of magical damage that you're up against. Shazam trying to fight fire with fire, though. They're going to go for a smoke of their own here as 3 heroes make their way down towards the bottom side of the map, and with the natural order and the Finger of Death, they should quite easily be able to kill absolutely anybody. They're going to jump in with the Hex first, looking for the damage. They don't even need to expend the roars. The right clicks are so much with that natural order on top of everything, and SVG, Brax, and Jason easily secure that kill, and now they're going to be able to go into Roshan. That is the one slight downside of the kind of timing that Dragon Slayers went for, is that top lane is really far away from Roshan. But still, they've got the Aegis now on the Mirana, and continuing to hold on to this tidy little lead they've got right now. It looks like we are going to get confirmation. Snaking is in fact going for his Vlads here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
TC pushing out the bottom lane. And Lich Shadow's going to be popped, and they got the Boots of Travel coming into the Hawk right now. Thinking going to have to run for the hills. HFN sticking around a little bit longer, and he might be the one who gets roared instead. Arrow flying out. HFN going to jaunt his way over into the trees. Looks like he should just barely be able to escape here. But we now have a pipe up on SVG to help deal with this Lone Druid Radiance, and it looks like the game plan has not changed for Shazam. We're just going to keep hitting this timing and continue to try and pressure. Not really exploiting the split push angle from the MSS Mirana as much as we've seen them do it in their previous games. Trying to stay grouped up, trying not to get picked off by the Slark. HFN by himself on the mid lane. TC going to be coming in. Has grabbed his Manta Style recipe, so just needs to farm up the ultimate orb at the moment. Despite being split up, Dragneel not going to be looking to take a fight here. They are instead just going to be trying to get some trades. Tier 1 tower will be a very quick work bottom. But it looks like Shazam with the Necrobook and the Pipe Pops are going to be keen to force back some rotations. And Dragneel a little bit slow to respond. The Paralyzing Cast is going to open up a little bit of space. The extremely slow Boulder Smash also going to keep these Necrobooks stunned down. But Tier 3 tower taking some residual damage here. Fantastic damage, trying to find an angle into this fight, but doesn't want to enter in too close to these Necrobooks. They're going to be able to jump in on top of HFN, and the Chronosphere catches too. HFN is down. Jason does manage to pop out the BKB, but he gets roared immediately as the Chronosphere and MSS is being focused, but he still got the Aegis. Looks like TC is going to end up falling. The synergy between the Puck and the Lone Druid being shown off there as the Savage Roar breaks the coil stun. MSS and SPG now on the run. Fantastic damage. He did buy back into this game, as did HFN. They have to find as many kills as they can, but looks like it's just going to be one additional grab here. TC dying inside of the base, but at the very least, they did manage to claim the gem off of SVG, so that may have been the most valuable kill that they could have gotten at the tail end of that fight. They did end up losing the Tier 3 after all is said and done, but a successful hold against the Aegis, and I think Dragneel still going to be feeling pretty happy with themselves after that fight. Clairvoyance, interesting build, has opted for the Aether Lens and the maxed out Maledict, so plenty of damage to contribute. And that is going to be, I think, pretty scary for the somewhat squishy Shazam side, as Dragneel now making their way up onto the opposing high ground. They need to be careful. They used those double buybacks not too long ago. Arrow's going to stun up the bear, and this is going to be the resummon 4-set of snaking. So if any of their 3 cores die at this point, they're pretty much out of the game. Even if snaking, well, he doesn't even have buyback, but even if he did, he doesn't have the bear for another 2 minutes, so I think it's go time for Shazam. Everything's back off cooldown in about 10 seconds.
I wish I had this back at Dark Reef.
And just have to go out on the map and see if they can find something. Only a little bit of vision for them to work with right now, unfortunately. And I don't know if they actually have any smokes left in reserve. 5 minutes on the smokes in stock. They've got 1 smoke over on Brax, and none on the Courier. Meanwhile, the story for Dragon Slayers, minute 50 on their smokes in stock, none in inventories, and they do not have any on the Couriers. So no smokes whatsoever for Dragon Slayers to play around with right now, and just gonna have to hunker down, keep on farming, and wait out those buyback cooldowns if they can. I don't think that Shazam are at risk of falling off, but I think they are worried about the Slark continuing to farm up and becoming a problem. Oh, they want this bear kill. They're going to hex it up. They'll send whatever they need to get this kill. They know that it's going to be on cooldown for a little while. The Radiance burn from TC is going to prevent the return from going off, and that means no bear for 40 seconds for snaking right now. Shazam will set their sights on this bottom lane. It is actually the healthiest out of all the tier 3s that Dragneel have, so we may see some kind of a lane switch from them. TC's illusions are helping out to push this along a little bit, as he is now up to 1200 gold. I could see a Diffusal Blade, or maybe maybe an Aghanim Scepter for him before too long.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Looks like Shazam content to push on the healthiest tower right now. There is no glyph available, so should be able to get some damage to stick here. There's a little bit of scouting going on from the Hawk off to the side, so Shazam with a little bit of vision, but the heroes that they're really looking for, Puck And the Slark kind of staying back a little bit right now, playing it safe. Fantastic damage has picked up the Silver Edge, so a little bit more survivability for him. But everybody on Dragneel has been brought back to defend right now. There's no bear split pushing just yet. And nobody farming up over on the top side of the map, so Mesa not willing to risk anything to a random pick-off from Brax. And I think that's something that I do have to credit Brax for with his Beastmaster play. He spends so much time off the map and just being a threat. You know, even we saw when they were running 4 heroes to top lane, he was chilling on bottom, looking for the free pick-off. He knows that he can always kind of go and join his team with these boots of travel, so I really want to compliment him on the fact that he's exploiting that to the max. Like, I think if he wasn't playing like that this game, and that wasn't just, you know, his overall style, then we would probably see somebody on Dragneel up at least farming these camps over here. But because of that worry of the Beastmaster being able to find somebody out and find a solo kill, which will break the base wide open, Dragon Slayer is forced to play a little bit more defensive on the whole. They did get that smoke back in stock, and they're going to be running out onto the map trying to find something as Shazam do back off, and that will cause them to split up a little bit. Scan's also going to be expended here, looking for some kind of a pick-off, but Shazam just staying well grouped up, and Brax once again in position trying to find these solo pickoffs. TC made a nice little play earlier as well. He sent his Radiance Illusions off to intercept these waves and get things pushing back in the right direction for them, so the fact that they had all 5 heroes sitting on bottom lane, the lanes are not going to end up pushing out too much, and they will be able to get right back out onto the map and maintain their position. Faceless Void, 3.2k gold banked up, maintaining that #1 spot on the net worth. Lone Druid probably making some progress towards his AC right now, does have the Hyperstone and the Chainmail, so Snake King should be able to grab that one before too long, but will Boots of Travel in, they're going to be looking for this bear, they do roar it up, and they will be able to bring it down. Immediate resummon from Snay, but lots of hate on the bear this game. MSS finds himself a double damage rune. It was TC on the Drow in the earlier games, these cheeky DDs, but instead it's going to be the Mirana grabbing this one. Snake King buying up to just get this AC here, and still no buyback available on either of the 2 cores that used it earlier for another minute and 10 seconds. But the Radiance Burn, along with the puck spam, is keeping Shazam out of the base here. And looks like they may instead just wait around for another Roshan, but it's going to be a fast respawn, another 10 seconds, and I think Shazam probably could be scouting this one out pretty quickly, assuming that they're keeping track of the time properly. Yeah, Slark is playing, I guess, I don't want to say scared, I guess it's safe. Playing with his team a whole lot, not really splitting. They are using the bear, it seems to split a little bit, but more than anything they're just kind of running around as a 5-man group, trying to find these pickoffs. Brax, smoke gets broken there, so they know that somebody was over in the trees, but unable to find him, so Brax continues to be a bit of a pest, adding a Vlad's to his inventory here. Elder Titan, haven't really seen that pipe used too much just yet, but definitely a nice item for him to be sitting on right now. I guess he goes into the Shivas next up. I guess Lark still just continuing to run with the pack here. In terms of vision, Radiant are a little bit hemmed in right now, despite the fact that they do still have this stolen gem over on KYH, but Shazam have been able to replace their gem, and that's over on SVG right now. And TC, is this an Octarine core? I feel like people buy Radiance and Manta and they're like, you know what I need? I need to spam your Manta illusions a little bit more.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
HFN's got quite a bit of farm, 3.5k current gold at the moment. Brax also up there. The money bags in this game right now. What did HFN end up opting for? Not HFN, KYH. Did end up just going for a Glimmer Cape. Potentially a decent saving item this game. Though there is a decent amount of anti-invis on the Shazam side anyway, between the Necro 3 and the Gem, so...
Invisibility!
I'm not so sure about this. I would really like to see the Aghanim Scepter, but... I don't know if he's going to be able to grab it. And if the game starts to turn anyway, then I feel like the Ag Scepter is going to help turn the game. The value after that, I guess it's still quite good, but we'll have to see. Shazam making their way up towards top. Illusion's going to head up onto the high ground, but getting front lines is just going to be the man to come up and mid-lane by the Savage Roar. They jump in with the Hex, they manage to blow up the pod, they drop the Chronosphere, it's on to fantastic damage. Takes quite a lot of right click right now as they also get the Earth Splitter through. KYH trying to fight with the Magnetize, but he's just going to get right clicked down by MSS. We are once again going to see those twin buybacks out of the puck and the Slark in this case outside of the base looking for TC, but he still helps the team, and he still has the Aegis back in once again. HMN hits the deck for the second time this fight. Magic damage with the ultimate trying to bring down MSS, who does have the cheese, and that is going to be GG call for game 1 here as Shazam just too much sustain. Too chance of coming back. They're going to have to see. It does still matter.